A very warm welcome to the Thunderdome Stadium at Nonthaburi, where Muangthong United will take on Hanoi TNT. It is, of course, AFC Champions League playoff stage 2. Now, we say that because of the coefficiency points of certain countries and the allocation that they are awarded. Certain teams get certain buys into certain rounds. Now, that may sound complicated, but I'll just make it simple for you. Hanoi TNT defeated Pune in the first round of the qualifiers, and automatically Muangthong United, who performed for Thailand last year in the AFC Champions League, they got a bye into the second round. The winner of this one, though, has a massive game. That one's for sure. They will take on Melbourne Victory away from home on the 15th of February to see who will qualify for the tournament per se, as it was, and actually go into the group phase. Joining me in the commentary box, I'm ever so pleased to say I have someone who, well, we've done loads of these games, haven't we, Jamie Reeves, and we've looked at Muangthong, and we've looked especially at Datsakorn there, the skipper, influential skipper leading the match. But all the talk at the moment is about Terasin, who has signed a pre-contract with Almeria over in Spain for the start of next season. So a big couple of games for him.
Well, certainly very true, and you can't really undervalue the young man giving it his best shot and trying his luck in Europe. It's not easy. He's had other trials across in Europe, and now he's going to get a chance with one of the Spanish sides, and good luck to the young fella. Of course, the other one, Paul, that everyone's talking about is Jay Bothroyd, who's just signed from Muangthong. He's a huge figure, and it'd be interesting to see what sort of impression he can make.
One cap for England he got. In fact, he was the first English player capped whilst playing for a Welsh club, Cardiff. So it's the first time in Cardiff's history that a player went on to play for England, and he was in the first division. That record stood for 111 years. But of course, you mentioned Jay Bothroyd, signed from QPR, Coventry City, Perugia, Cardiff City, and scored 41 goals in 116 games for Cardiff, so not a bad return, which is why Muangthong have turned around and said, yeah, we like the look of him, let's have a look and see what he can do here. Of course, they tried it with Robbie Fowler to a limited success, shall we say, but Jay Bothroyd, still 31, a little bit younger than Fowler was, still has something to offer.
Yeah, it's a big difference, isn't it? Those once you get in your 30s, a few extra years make a deal of difference. And Bothroyd, we saw him in the tunnel before, he looks very lean, very fit. And if they play the right sort of game for him, then he could be very effective in Southeast Asian football.
There is Datsakorn. Of course, he was the MVP in the very first edition of this competition in the final when they played against Alain. He was then playing for BC Tero Sasana. I was at that game, and there were about 40,000 people at the Rajamangala Stadium, and there was absolute chaos and bedlam afterwards. But what a performance from young Datsakorn. The skipper on the other side, Khao Sai Chong, is 29 years old, signed from Hopat Nan Noi. Interesting to see how he's going to go about his business. Only with 8 caps, Jamie, so a little bit inexperienced, this Hanoi side, as we have a look at the starting lineups. Muangthong, as you've mentioned, looked as though Titipan is going to play just in front of a back four. Datsakorn, Durovsky, Sarawut, Terasin and Jay Bothroyd will be left to go forwards with the attacking options. It says there about the coach being Paul Chamchun. We don't know whether it's him or whether it's Scott Cooper. We will confirm that very, very shortly. As for Hanoi, just the one change made to the 3-0 victory over Pune just last week. Out in the wide position, and in comes Gwyn Van Quet. Don Jin will get us underway from the Korean Republic. There is Scott Cooper. That must be his Thai name, and I know that that's not his Thai name, but that is Scott Cooper, who is in charge of this team. Bought in from Buriram United, Jamie, somewhat controversially after falling out with the chairman, shall we say. Not Chumbury, sorry, Buriram, who had that excellent run of form last year in the Champions League.
Certainly, and he's a young man, a young English fellow who's done well in Thailand. He's not particularly well known, doesn't have a great playing background, but certainly seems to have made his mark in this part of the world. And you mentioned that game when we saw Datsakorn playing. I was up at that game as well, Paul, and
yeah, you were doing the commentary.
I was doing the commentary, and I thought he was absolutely superb, and I've really enjoyed watching him over the years. I think he's a terrific little footballer, He's getting a little bit long in the tooth now, but you give him the ball and he can still use it extremely well.
Had a spell at Kaiserslautern in Germany, of course, and also played in Vietnam for Hoang and Gai Lai, so knows what Vietnamese football's all about. As it's Muangthong that get us underway, kicking from right to left in their usual red strip. There's the little flick on, looking for Jarofsky. Cleared, no nonsense. Gallagher, the Aussie under-23 international, clearing and mopping things up there nicely. Be interesting to see this style of play that Muangthong have adopted this season after last year. They were disappointing in the Champions League last year, it has to be said. They only got 1 point out of the group matches that were played, and that was a 2-2 draw with Jeonbuk Motors at home.
Mind you, Paul, they did have a terrible draw, didn't they, in that one? Guangzhou Evergrande in the group, Urawa Red Diamonds and Jeonbuk. All potential winners of the tournament, you'd have said.
Well, the champions came from that group, didn't they?
They did indeed.
Chengsa went on to be crowned the AFC Player of the Year as well.
And if they were to progress through to the group stage, two of those teams are waiting for them because the draw's already been made. They know which group they'll go in, and Guangzhou again will be up against them, as would Jeonbuk Motors. And this time I think it's Marinos.
Yeah, correct.
Yokohama Marinos are waiting for them. So it's not an easy competition, this one.
Well, it's not. When you have a look down, who's got half a chance? Buriram, the way that they performed, they've got half a chance because they actually beat Muangthong the other day in the Charity Cup, which was played last week. 1-0 victory in favour of Buriram. They are the ones that qualify automatically into the group phase. Thailand was given another berth, so that is the playoff system that they have to go through. In fact, they have 2 more berths, one for second in the league and one for the cup. And it is, of course, Chonburi that will play South China, or Lamhua as they are known in Hong Kong, who defeated Tampines Rovers in extra time just last week as well. Well, the game started a little bit slowly, a little bit scrappy, it has to be said. Wangok Doi is going to be the man that delivers this, with Sanosuk is in goal. Of course, injured again. He seems to be a bit injury prone, the young keeper, who is the best keeper in Thailand. Great ball delivered into the box, fisted away. With Sanosuk just got his fist there, and that's going to be a goal kick.
It's a quality ball in, no question at all. And actually dealt with well by the goalkeeper. Lovely curve on the ball. Tempting for the forwards, they're going in there. Couldn't quite get the run just right, but a little tester, and everyone's come out of that reasonably well.
They're just trying to get on the end of it. As we have a look at the Fan Dan Hung, the head coach of Hanoi TNT. There's Hector just mopping things up. Back inside looking to keep possession. Boy Van Play was involved as well, but then they give the ball away cheaply. And Surya seeing more slotting in at the back today. Surprising that. Much more of an attack-minded player, but he has to do a job today. There is Dansikor just mopping things up. You go, I go. In the end they sort it out. Diagonal ball. Here's Tennyson. First touch from him. Has to go around the outside. Still has a bit of pace. Delivers into the box, looking for Jay Bothroyd. Clear. No nonsense defending from Gallagher.
It's good play from Tirasin. As you said, good first touch, and then the confidence to go around the outside. Has got the pace. Has got the ability. Lovely left foot.
It's a nice touch from Surya. Surya back inside. Looks to keep possession. Gorovsky. Strong challenge coming in there on that occasion. Wangbu Samson it was who put that challenge in.
Got a nice pace about the opening exchanges. Samson still down injured. Everyone stopped eventually.
Interesting fact about him was that the Football Federation in Vietnam tried to claim 1.42 million from Atletico Madrid, where he had a spell over breaking a 3-year agreement when he'd signed a contract with Hanoi TNT. While he was at Atletico Madrid, he was loaned out to Braga over in Portugal. Couldn't really make his mark there. The foreign brigade, one of the foreign talents that has been naturalised. 25-year-old striker looking to bag more goals on this occasion.
There's no question football's a very globalised sport these days. You've got African players playing all over the world. Brazilians have done that for years. He's let that run out of play. That's gone.
Yeah, the referee has spotted that one. It's a poor touch.
And then he's so casual about it, Paul. Unbelievable.
He's put his side under pressure, that's for sure. Let's see what quality can be delivered here. Outside Kong to that near post area. They're looking for the little flick on. Right idea, wrong touch.
Just a little bit heavy, the touch, wasn't it? Just wanted to be a glancing header. Good delivery. And you get that ball on the near post, and the guy on the front is always going to be the favourite to win it. Just needed to flick that on rather than getting such a heavy touch.
So it is Hanoi TNT that are causing problems here for Muangthong. Durovsky driving forwards. Looked for the hole that wasn't there.
He also looked for a foul that the referee wasn't going to give.
Here's Bothroyd, tries to thread it through the eye of a needle, the overlapping run on that occasion from Saddlewood. Free kick awarded. Titipan just a little bit too strong in the challenge.
Got a funny shape to the team at the moment, Muangthong. They seem to have a lot of players forward.
It's a 4-2-3-1 with Titipan and Datsakon sitting in front. Jurovsky, Saddlewood on the right, Tedderson on the left, with Jay Bothroyd as the lone striker.
I'm sure Datsakon's particularly well suited to that kind of lineup. You really need him to be the floating player.
And maybe that's why Titipan's in there to act as that foil and allow Datsakon the a bit more freedom, shall we say, to go forwards.
He's one of those players you just want to free up. Tell him just to go where you feel like it, get on the ball as much as possible. Well, that's where Jay Bothroyd certainly should be good. He's in the air, he's always been very capable. He should win lots of headers in this kind of football.
Datsakon winning the challenge. Jurovsky finds Datsakon. Jurovsky back forwards, almost. Jay Bothroyd turns. Skips past one challenge. That's the big upper body strength of the lad, and that's wrong. That's wrong, because all he's been doing is protecting the ball. Went to Graham Gwen, quite wrong. Said that he was smashed in the face, but you could quite clearly see Jay Bothroyd only had eyes to go past the man here. There's the first one. That should have been a free kick, Jamie.
Yeah, he was obstructed there initially, and the right arm coming across, it looks as if it's just as he's trying to accelerate away. Let's have a look. Now that's a body check. And of course, nowadays when players feel an arm in the face, they go down as if they've been shot.
Let's not go there, of course. The Andy Carroll saga has just completed. He will have his 3-match ban after Chico Flores. Well, it was almost like a snowflake has landed on his head. Yet you would have thought that someone had chopped his leg off the way that he went down. Absolutely ridiculous. And a lot of talk now about retrospective action for feigning injuries. And it can only be a good thing, Jamie, because it is a form of cheating.
Yep, no question. I think Jay Bothroyd was a little bit mystified. He's going to get a lot of decisions like that against him. He'll have to adapt. He can't just bring his normal game to the club.
You can tell from Tedderson, he gets upended. It really does look as though he's playing with a verve at the moment. First one, yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's the first one or the last one. When you put a challenge in like that, you are going to get booked. It is the number 5, Gwen Van Bien, that goes into the official's book.
You can see he's been beaten there, and he's just stepped across quite deliberately. Time was you'd have just got told off, but nowadays that's going to be a yellow card, and a long while to go.
These two sides met in the AFC Cup group stage in 2011. They drew 0-0, and it was a 4-0 victory to Muangthong United at home. Something going on off the ball there. And again, a little bit of nonsense. Samson is involved.
This isn't going to be an easy game at all to referee, Paul. There's going to be a lot going on here.
Beard penalty is who goes into the book, as well as Samson. The referee quite clearly stating his intentions here.
He's got no right to have his arms up like that there.
That's a corner, fires one in. It's a good ball in. Headed straight down from Samson. Ooh. This game is getting interesting. What would you be making a note about there, Jamie? Scott Cooper standing there writing notes, and I mean, that's clearly off the chest. That's not the arm at all. Right on the pec.
Yeah. It's suddenly gone very messy. The players start taking it in their own hands to dispense justice. It's a sort of vigilante approach on things. They need to calm down, otherwise they're going to end up with red cards.
Well, we don't want that. That is for sure. We saw a couple last week when Tampines Rovers took on South China. Imran Sahib getting sent off in the first half, which was a poor decision, it has to be said. Then Andrakovic getting exactly the same in extra time. He saw red. But again, it's another step up, it's another level for these teams, and it's great that the AFC are having this opportunity for sides, isn't it, Jamie, where, you know, they're not being discarded just because they're a little bit down the pecking orders. That's a lovely ball played through. Tillison looks as though he's going to get there, but good keeping in the end. Gwen Van Kong coming a long way to clear his lines. Jurovsky just waits for the support. That's an awful ball.
Muangthong are beginning to take a bit of a grip on the game. I thought Hanoi started very well. They're known as a very pacey team, but at the moment they're having to do a lot more defending.
Ball took forwards. Looks as though it's going to be a little bit heavy, but Gallagher doesn't want to take any chances, just clears his lines. No-nonsense defender is Gallagher. 22-year-old, the former under-19, under-20, of course under-23. He won a cap as well. Played for Central Coast Mariners and Melbourne Victory before being released from his contract.
And you've got to admire the young man coming to a place like Vietnam and trying his luck. Good on him.
Bothroyd with the header. Tennessinic just bounces and bobbles around. Strong challenge from Gwen Van Bien. Oh, that's a great touch and lovely skill, lovely pullback. Jurovsky slips right at the vital moment, right on the penalty spot. And the man that's got 12 caps for Macedonia should really have given Muangthong the lead there.
This is a great piece of skill, isn't it? That's tremendous. And a good pullback afterwards, and he just loses his footing as he's about to strike the ball. Jay Bothroyd saying, why didn't you leave it for me anyway?
So we had very short studs on there, Jamie. The moulded studs, of course. Now what the players, or certain players do with certain brands, is take off some of the moulded stud and replace it with a smaller metal stud to give you a little bit better grip. Samson getting in behind. What I said about that later.
That's an embarrassing touch on the ball, and that's a nice response from him. This is the sort of thing you might see on your local park rather than in a professional game of football. Lovely pass down the line, though, to pick him out.
He looks like the kind of player that's either going to blow hot or cold. He's either going to be brilliant and score a goal, or he's going to be woeful.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Bothroyd's made a good start, I think. He's managed to get involved quite a bit, which is always difficult when you play up front because you're relying on service. He's won a few headers, been involved. Played that nice pass in.
That's a lovely pass as well, reverse pass, trying to put Jurovsky in, who waves his arms out as though he was tackled. That's a naughty challenge. Titipan pushing forwards. We thought he'd be holding. He seems to be playing a bit further ahead of Datakorn at the moment. That's a silly challenge. It does look a little bit wet, Jamie. I just wonder whether the pitch has been watered before the game or whether it's been raining there, but there's definitely a little zip on the ball, isn't there?
Yeah, which of course the players do like, but you're right, some of them have studs that aren't really appropriate, slipping over. You commented on Titipan there, and of course he's a young man, he's still learning the game, isn't he? And I think that he's got a lot more football about him than we originally saw. He played very defensively, but it looks like they're going to get more and more out of him. Good athlete.
He was one of the standout players for the SEA Games under-23 side that won the gold medal last year in Myanmar. Here's the foul count. It's Muangthong that are putting themselves in, that's for sure. One ball clip forwards when Hanoi trying to find Samson. No avail. Sanosak, long ball forwards. Bothroyd's in here. Bothroyd is in. That's a bad challenge from the keeper. That should be a straight red. The last defender / the goalkeeper has come flying out. Gwen Van Kong. It's going to be red. Is it going to be red? That's the big question. He's clean through on goal, Bothroyd.
I think he's making the claim here that he gets the ball. Let's have a look.
No, is he?
It's a dangerous play. Yeah.
He's 3 foot off the ground. Gallagher, though, getting it all wrong there. Instead of attacking the ball, dropping off. Jay Bothroyd definitely gets caught. That is a very dangerous challenge. It's only yellow for Gwen Van Kong.
I think the argument there, Paul, would be that Jay Bothroyd didn't have the ball under control at the time. So, notwithstanding the fact he's last man, you've got all those elements need to be there. Striker has to have the ball under control and be heading towards the goal.
So you can just come out and drop kick someone there.
Well, unless it's deemed dangerous enough that you would get a red card regardless of whether you're last man. But on the last man ruling, you do have to have the ball under control, which Bothroyd clearly didn't at that stage.
Durovsky, just wide. Well, it was him or the little magician. That's a corner that was going to hit it. It was the Macedonian.
It looked really close from where we were. It's a little bit further wide than we thought. Does well to get the ball up and down.
Scott Cooper looking on.
Formerly with Leicester City, of course, was a young man. And, must be a surprise to him to find himself up in northern Thailand. I don't suppose he mentioned that when he was talking to the careers master at school.
He's coming to management late as well. Had a spell with Anguilla, Montserrat, back to Anguilla. England under-15s he was in charge of for a little spell. You're right, he was an academy coach. He wasn't even the head coach of the academy 2011 to 2013 before going and signing for Buriram. Samson delivers into the box, fisted away. Well, that was actually, I do apologise, it was Hector that delivered the ball. Samson putting the challenge in on with Sanosak. Foul for you, Jamie.
The referee's always going to give that situation. It's a feisty little game, though. I mean, it's between these two countries, games are always fairly abrasive. And of course, both these teams have spent a lot of money for Southeast Asian football on putting together good squads of players, and they're both dominant within their own leagues. I think Hanoi have won 2 and been runners-up twice in the last 4 years in Vietnam. Muangthong, I think, have won 3 and runners-up once in the last 5 years. So they've been very dominant forces.
Yeah, they have just come off the rails slightly, losing 8 in 2011. Of course, Buriram last year going through the whole league season unbeaten. It was a great achievement from them. Tedderson just trying to slip it past. Big switch there from Ri Kwang-chon, the North Korean international who plays for Muangthong. That's a corner. Just threads it out wide. Surya. That's a corner. Not just trying to be too precise there was Titipan. That's a corner losing out. Samson holds it up. Nicely threaded forwards. And a chance here for Hanoi to come and on the attack. Quang Ngoc Doi. As they look to keep possession. Quang Quat Long. And again, just rolling it back. Ngoc Doi. Van Bien.
To be honest, Paul, Hanoi haven't had the possession for a while, so they'll be delighted to keep it for a little while. Play nice football, keep the ball on the ground, keep it moving.
Great if you lose 1-0. You have to play to win. One ball played forwards again, looking for Jay Bothroyd, who's going to get there first. Gallagher looking to put the pressure on him. Bothroyd twisting and turning. Nicely played inside. Jurovsky, first time forwards into the path of Teresin. Waits for the overlap to pull past though. Looking for the run of Pierpont. Now a chance for Gwen Van Quet to come forwards. Nice ball back inside there from Hector. Ngoc Doi with the left foot. Ooh, a little bounce and a bobble, and that was poor keeping, it has to be said. Witsanosak had to react quickly there to pounce on that loose ball. What is he doing?
Well, he didn't make up his mind, did he, there? Once the ball's going to hit the ground just in front of you like that, a little bit nervous. It's a couple of times that he's not acquitted himself terribly well.
They're just losing out on that occasion. Here's Gallagher. A few concerned faces there on the bench. Of course, the investment and the money that has been made into Thai football is increasing all the time. New stadiums popping up everywhere, and the sides really are investing heavily in the playing side of things. It's quite amazing to see, really, when you consider that there was only, what, half a dozen, 10 teams before. They've now got a league this year of 20 teams, Jamie. There's going to be 5 relegated from that much we do know, so they are looking to cut it down eventually, but giving everyone a chance to play in the top division.
Yeah, sure. And of course, what Buriram managed to achieve last year, getting through the group stage of the Champions League, gave a big shot in the arm to club football in Thailand. There is a tradition of the national team being well supported and clubs not so much, but they're coming on.
Samson, nicely teed up there, and the shot, well, that's nearly gone out for a goal kick. That's how much he screwed it backwards. Boy Van Hui was, who had broken forwards there and totally got that one wrong.
Well, Boy Van Hui a little bit naive there, because when he collected the ball, if he goes down here, as you see there, if he goes down at that stage, I know we don't like to see players going over unnecessarily. There was connection. They'd have had a free kick on the edge of the area. Probably a little bit too honest for his own good there. A good fault.
It's a fine balance for the officials to get it right. Jurovsky goes down a cul-de-sac and has to try and pop it out the other way, and that's exactly what Ri Kwang Chon does. Tossapol, first time we've mentioned him, he was on loan last season, out on loan before coming back into the fray. Ooh, that's a 50-50 one. Jay Bothroyd going to ground under the challenge from Gwen Hong Tien.
I think he was just about clipped there.
There wasn't too much in it though, was there?
It looks as if he's labouring a bit there. The thing that the players who come out from Europe really struggle with is the humidity, Paul, as you well know. And you just feel that you're not going to be able to run around at all. Drains you completely. But you do acclimatise.
You're joking. I never. Jurovsky delivers into the box. It does get easier, you are right, Jamie, but it's always very, very hard.
And you always do an awful lot of weight during the course of the game. Bosroy will find himself losing 3-4 kilos during the course of the game. Big fella like him, 1m91.
That's a free kick. Muangthong could go into the book for that. It was a body check. No intent to go for the ball at all.
Cynical foul, wasn't it, from Muangthong?
That's a yellow card all day long, Jamie.
Yeah, should be.
Nothing given, just the free kick, but that could be dangerous enough. Super quality gets delivered here. It's a nice ball floated in. Strong fist in the air from Van Kong in goal. That's a corner. Just tries to help it in quickly. Key with a header back down. Time for Pitapon. Overplaying, Jamie, is that the expression?
Yeah, he picked the wrong pass there, didn't he, entirely. It was a nicely won header, actually, from Muangthong. Did very well, but it just all fizzled out. They're beginning to look good, Muangthong, but they just don't look as if they're quite used to playing together enough. It's quite a changed side from the one that was playing regularly last season. And so it will take them a little while to bed in together, but I think the signs are promising.
If you're looking for guidelines to how Thai football developed, and there's been something happen off the field here, or off the ball. Datsakorn's gone to ground. Let's have a little look at this. No, you can't raise your hand like that, Hector. No matter what. That could be it's going to be a yellow, surely.
Why would you do that? I just don't see. I just don't see the thinking behind doing that at all. Datsakorn's gone down as if he's been shot, but you can't raise your hand like that. Why would you do it? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's the fourth player to go into the book for Hanoi. It hasn't been that long gone. Oh, there we go. Datsakorn's done that. There you go. Oops, a daisy. Now, that is where retrospective actions should come in. There's nothing wrong with Datsakorn at all. That is just trying to con the referee. And the referee quite clearly saying there, turn it in. Let's leave it alone. And he gets a yellow card. Fair play to the referee. He's got that one spot on.
Yep, agreed. We didn't see the earlier one of Datsakorn on Hector, so... Oh dear, it's all so silly, Paul. No need for it.
Oh, gone are the days, Jamie, where you could put the goalkeeper in the back of the net and smash your centre-halves like you used to.
That's why you call them the good old days, Paul.
Hector looks forwards, sees the run of Samson. Good strong sliding challenge coming in there from Tossapol.
He's a big raw athlete, isn't he, Tossapol?
5'11 and a half, almost 6 foot, Jamie.
Looks a bit bigger than that, doesn't he? Seeing him out there. Sometimes those stats, they relate to when they're a bit younger. He's a tall, rangy athlete. In the manner of the Thai defenders these days, it's gone are the days when we think of all the Thais as being small players. Actually, the Vietnamese midfield is fairly small here, Hanoi.
It's the same. I mean, there's been a massive growth boom across the board, hasn't it? You have a look at China and Japan and Korea, where it was always considered that they were a little bit smaller, but the evolution of a new generation of child, and obviously the supplements, the foods that's been taken, and everything as well. It is now developing bigger people and stronger people as well.
Yeah, no question. There's a lot more protein in the diet is a big factor. Huge element. Of course, the Koreans have. They go out there, they look like a volleyball team. They're massive these days. The game's lost its way a bit at the moment, Paul. I think that's why we're chatting a bit. It's just nothing much really happening.
Good challenge put in there from Titapan. Just has a little fight there with Tedderson to see who's going to take the ball on. Titapan coming forwards, easily dealt with by Gallagher. forwards from hip there. Little nudge in the back. That's going to be a free kick. Yep, the referee saw it. So a little bit of a slow burner at the moment. We're at the half-hour mark. I'm sure things are going to pick up a little bit, shall we say, in the second half. It certainly needs to, that's for sure.
Well, there must be a result today, and we must decide who's going to go through. Neither of the teams is really stamping their authority on the game at the moment.
Last time they played, and it was 4-0 in favour of Muangthong. There was only one goal in the first half. It was Tennyson that scored after 21 minutes. He then scored a minute into stoppage time, but there were 3 goals in the second half, so that should be an indication of what's going to happen and how this game should transpire. There's only 2 of that starting lineup playing today. It's unbelievable from 2011. It's an awful clearance. Dorowski tries to get on the end of it. You say that though, this is the 8th manager they've been through since 2011 as well, so interesting, that's for sure.
The only constant is change.
Side that played in that tie in 2011, and just getting the volley wrong there. That was a real opportunity. Ben just had to keep his hands down there as well. It's been a good turnout really, hasn't it, Jamie? When you consider what other big games are on internationally tonight across the spectrum and across the board.
Not much doubt that's a free kick there.
Opportunity at the other end while we were just seeing the replay. Yeah, he came straight through the back. Carl Saikong just catching Jay Bothroyd. That's a lovely little give and go. Samson looking for that bottom near post. Pulled the shot just wide. Good work, good play from him. The little flick and then the spin to go and get it back. Good work. There's the flick.
Yeah, it's good football. Nice link-up play. And I think it's evidence that Hanoi are more together as a team than perhaps Muangthong are just at the moment. That was the previous situation. Tirasing causing some problems. Although Muangthong have had more of the game, Paul, I feel that Hanoi have looked the more dangerous when they've got into the final third of the pitch. Much more coherent.
I think we saw that anyway, didn't we? Last year as well, the way that they played. They didn't play as well. There's a foul. Linesman on the far side, putting the flag straight up. Wen Hong Tien in strong with the challenge. Sarawat it was who was trying to get round the outside. There's the clip. Not too much in that really. I mean, that wasn't cynical. That was just a sloppy challenge.
He lost the ball, tried to retrieve it and got the man. So free kick. No problems with that. Just get on with the game.
Dorowski will be to deliver this one in.
Well, he's been their best player so far.
Fires one in. He's looking for the target men at the far post, and Tossapol had come up from the back there. Jay Bothroyd had dragged all the big defenders down to the near side.
Well defended in the end, wasn't it? 2 against 1. It looked as if Muangthong were going to get on the end of that.
Bothroyd will be the target here, surely. That's a corner's gone for goal. I tell you, that was gone for goal, that. You could see from the angle and the way that he whipped it in. Seen him do that before. It's a lovely reverse pass. Time and space here. Titipan checks back onto his right. Titipan to the far post. Bothroyd heads it back in. Jurovsky! 1-0 Muangthong. He makes absolutely no mistake firing that one goal bound. Jay Bothroyd has played his part and has shown why he's been signed by Muangthong United. But great play down the flank, it has to be said, from Titipan. He received that ball from Datsakorn, a no-look reverse pass, and then Titipan did it, pulled it back onto his right foot, delivered into the box, and the rest is history.
Well, and that looked like a lost cause, very close to going out of play there, but excellent work from Jay Bothroyd. Great finish from Jurovsky, and 4 of their best players in unison there. A few of the players standing with their arm in the air saying it had gone out of play. Must have been very close, Paul. Let's take a look. My feeling was that it had just about gone. No. He's done really well to keep it in play, and how well has Jurovsky done keeping that under control?
He smashed it with his favoured left foot. It was he that delivered the free kick into the box initially, and he's got his just rewards because he's got on the end of that. Will the floodgates open? That is the question. So, 35 minutes gone. Jurovsky takes the lead. And you just wonder what is going on. Because there's an opportunity there for Bothroyd to really bring that under control and show what he's all about. Just bounced off his shins.
Well, he's not the quickest of thought or action, Jay Bothroyd. It all happens a little bit slow-paced, and when the ball just came through to him, he didn't react quickly enough. But Muangthong do look as if they're taking a grip on the game. Physically, they're fairly imposing, and at the moment they seem as if they've got a lot more experience and understanding of the game. Hanoi looking a little bit on the naive side.
And they have got a big coaching staff now, it has to be said. There's 8 people behind the scenes. They even have a mentality coach. They have a physical coach. They have 2 fitness coaches, a goalkeeper coach, and 2 more assistant coaches, assistant head coach. Oh, I missed those. There's another 3 there. Darren Reed is the Englishman that's there as well. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the head coach, 11 coaching staff.
It's almost more than the team.
One of the days of the gaffer having his mate there as his number 2 and having to deal with everything.
That's right, the coach doing everything and then having a bloke who puts the cones out for you to run round, and that was it.
You wouldn't need to do anything as a head coach now, would you? I mean, you just turn up and have a chat to the players. Stuff like that, you can afford to delegate responsibilities, I think is the correct way, and that's having the trust in the people that you bring in.
Playing very assured football now, the men in red look very comfortable on the ball.
Bothroyd, a lovely little cushion layoff from him. Surya, who's in an advanced position, Terrace in. Looks for the little give and go, got it back, but just couldn't get it under control. It was Titipan who's just racing to get back. That's a yellow card. That is absolute stupidity from Tosapol. He's going into the book for sure. Oh, 100%. It's a really ridiculous challenge because it's not dangerous there. OK, he's been beaten, but you're not going to concede a goal on the halfway line when the fire's heading towards the sideline. Yellow card shown. Not even at half time. That's the scary thing. Jurovsky picking things up. It's a great ball forwards, Bothroyd, but the flag's gone up. Just skipped off the surface. He went slightly early. You can see Scott Cooper not happy with that decision.
That'd be interesting on that one. It was very close. By the time we were looking at it as the ball arrived, Jay Bothroyd was behind the last defender, but I think he's claiming that at the very worst he was level when the ball was played. That's what Scott Cooper's claiming. Jurovsky does have that ability, that nice left foot, and he clips that ball with a little bit of backspin, and you don't want the ball running away from your player when it's Jay Bothroyd, who's not the quickest, but a little bit of backspin and he can get onto it.
Just under 5 minutes to go to half-time. I think we've had the physios on the field of play. It's a good touch and good work there from Samson, just waiting for some support. Just getting in. There's the offside count, 1 each. That makes much difference, to be honest. The all-important fact is the one in the top corner that says Muangthong 1, Hanoi 0. Trying to keep possession and get involved. Hasn't really shone, and not the leading light in this Vietnam side, that's for sure. Durovsky looks to switch play. Settle with the target, but not even he's that quick. Important challenge coming in there from Kosovo. Chance here for Datsukon to come forwards. Pitapon looks to, it's a big diagonal ball. Couldn't find Titapan, who'd pushed on again there. Hector playing it out wide. Time and space being allowed for Boy Van Huy, who's had to drop a little bit deeper than he's used to. That looked like it was out of play.
Yeah, it was. Sampson's been working hard enough, and when they play the ball up to Sampson, he's shown a nice touch on the ball and ability to hold it up. But it's so congested in there that it's very difficult for the midfield players to find him on a sort of regular basis.
Quite long getting involved, as was Nokdoi. Datsukon gets caught. Van Huy again, the frustration just ebbing over there. Just a little bit too eager and keen. 2-3 hacks. Datsukon went to ground cheaply there again, shall we say, Jamie, because there was a bit of contact earlier, but he stayed on his feet.
Yeah, every time he got kicked, he stayed on his feet, and in the end, he just got fed up and went down.
Bothroyd the target. Gallagher in close attendance. Bothroyd with the layoff. Durovsky back to Bothroyd. Tried the little layoff. Bothroyd concedes the free kick. Yep, get used to it, son. That's the officials over here. There's nothing in that. Should just have been play on anyway, rather than a foul for either player. Nice play. Durovsky, he gets clipped from behind, goes down in instalments. Is it just me, Jamie? I mean, these boys, would they have ever been able to play 10, 15 years ago, and even longer, you know, when you were playing at the top level that you played at? I mean, these are nothing challenges, really. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. I'm afraid we are beginning to sound like a crack record on this, Paul, but it is true. Players do crumble to the ground. Actually, you look at this fella, Datsukon. When he was a young player, he didn't do that, but he's changed over the years. I suppose you don't get rewarded for being honest. I mentioned it myself earlier. You stay on your feet, you don't get anything. So they go down, roll around a bit, make sure they get the free kick. A bit unedifying.
Nice ball delivered into the box, and it was the header that just got pushed wide. Lee Kwang Chon man that has 65 caps for the national team and is the captain of North Korea. Coming close there.
He needs to do better there. Just tipped round the post in the end, but it wasn't going in, and that's a completely free header. He could have actually brought that one down, taken a shot on goal.
We're almost at time up. Durovsky, that was going for goal, and that's just greed because he had 4 red shirts at the back. 2 minutes of time added on. I'm just trying to think where the 2 minutes have come from, Jamie. I'm sure it must be a referee's charter. OK, no matter what, we've got to at least have a minute of time added on. You don't, when the physio doesn't come on and no changes are made.
Valid point. I'm still trying to remember if there've been plenty of people going down hurt, but
they've all got back to their feet.
All got back to their feet, yeah, quickly enough.
Edison back there, chasing, committing the foul. When he was the youngest of 6 siblings, signed in 2011 from the Kong, was the man that got fouled.
We've seen good delivery from this side of the pitch with the left foot previously, and it would be a very opportune moment for Hanoi to get the equaliser.
It's just what they require, as that one's hung in at the far post. And I tell you what, I'm telling you, if Hector attacks that ball and gambles, because again, with Sanosak, doesn't look convincing in goal.
No, he's come out flat to this one. He's sort of waved at the ball, and yeah, not the most convincing from Hector.
There's confirmation of the 2 minutes that will be added on. Bothroyd jumping early there. That's the experience that he does bring to make sure that he wins the header. Pushes it into the corner. Wins the throw-in.
I think he's done pretty well for them, Paul.
Wouldn't disagree with that at all, Jamie. Quickly, first half for you.
I think the better side's ahead. It's been a slightly disappointing game. I think it could have been a bit more fluent. Far too many fouls, but this was a great piece of play. 4 good players in unison for the goal, and they thoroughly deserved it. And I'd like to see a little bit more football played in the second half and less fouls.
Well, let's just remember that the Thai Premier League hasn't kicked off yet. Vietnam have only played 3 games. It's half-time here in the AFC Champions League playoff game. Muangthong 1, Hanoi TNT 0. Second half after this short break. Dome Stadium, as we're bringing you all the live action this year of the AFC Champions League. This, of course, is the playoff second round tie. As we have a look at a few of the people that have come out to the game, we've been seeing lots and lots of ladies, lots and lots of men, and lots of children there. A real family atmosphere at the Thunderdome Stadium. Muangthong United taking on Hanoi TNT. It's currently 1-0 in favour of Muangthong. A goal scored in the 35th minute, courtesy of Mario Durovsky, the Macedonian, who'd scored 12 league goals last season. He's the first name on the score sheet this year for Muangthong. Jamie, on the balance of play, you would have to say that, yeah, they probably just deserve that. But in saying that, this Vietnamese side isn't out of the game. They created a few opportunities for themselves as well, but just couldn't punish Muangthong.
Yeah, I thought they acquitted themselves reasonably well. Sampson up front was lively and on occasion held the ball up well, and they had a couple of decent enough efforts towards goal. Nothing too exciting really, but to be honest, Muangthong didn't create an awful lot for themselves, but as the half wore on, you had the feeling that the bigger, richer, more powerful, more successful side was beginning to take a grip on the game. All eyes were on Jay Bothroyd, the Englishman who's just moved to Thailand, and I thought he gave quite a good account of himself in that first half. Gradually came into the game, held the ball up quite well, won a few headers, and was involved in the goal, of course, with a great header back as the ball looked as if it was a lost cause. And no surprise, Durovsky, I thought he was quite influential in the first half. Ambitious, tries a lot of things, don't all come off, but he has got plenty of football about him, plenty of invention.
Well, we're just waiting for the sides to come back out onto the field of play. There are the officials, the match officials today. Dong Jin from the Korea Republic has had a tough game so far, it has to be said. There have been 7 yellow cards shown, and you feel that we may get a red in the second half.
Well, I think it was necessary to show the yellow card regularly because there were some silly challenges going in, and the referee just had to take a grip on the game.
And we're just hearing about the Scott Cooper situation. Allegedly or apparently, he's not as qualified as he should be to be able to be considered the coach, which is why Paul Chom-Chun was named the coach, because he has the qualifications that are required. Yet Scott Cooper is still firmly on the bench. As we have a look back at the goal, great work from Titipan. Jay Bothroyd does his part as well to nod it back in. Poor marking, but drilled home from Durovsky, and it gave them the impetus that they need for this game, doesn't it?
Well, they looked the stronger side, but it's one thing in football looking the better side and having more possession, but you've got to get the goals, and so frequently we see teams dominating games but not scoring, and then that comes back to bite them. But I thought that they grew into the game, to be honest, Muangthong, and as the half progressed I thought they looked quite comfortable in their position, and I'd be very surprised if they don't go on to win this game. But whether they've got enough about them to beat Melbourne Victory remains to be seen.
That's going to be a tough one, that is for sure. As we get underway, it is Hanoi TNT in the white shirts kicking from right to left that get us back underway.
That's a terrible way to start the half, really, from Hanoi TNT. They've kicked off, they've knocked the ball back, they've misplaced a couple of passes. They've managed to win a free kick here, rather fortunately, but that's so lacking in positivity. Disappointing.
Looking to retain possession here. Vanquet battling for the ball but losing out. Fired inside. There's not a lot that Tedderson could do about that one. Samson picks up the ball, and that's why I said he can either be brilliant or it just goes all wrong. But you don't buy a ticket, you know what they say, Jamie, you don't win the raffle. Entitled to take that on or not?
Actually, I'm not even sure it was really on from there. You'd have to be a world beater to fire that in. He was going away from goal and really didn't wrap his foot around the ball at all. It's a nice little ground they've got here, Paul. It's not got the biggest capacity, but it's an intimate ground, and the crowd seem to enjoy being there. You know, it's a comfortable position. They can make themselves heard easily.
15,000 people it can hold. Considered the tenants at Muangthong United as the Sports Authority of Thailand are the ones that built the stadium. There's the big switch on again, looking for Samson. Hanoi coming out with a little bit more purpose, it has to be said, at the start of this second half. Muangthong won't mind that, them stroking the ball around as long as it's always in front. See the ball, Lanyaman. There's a mistake there though. Samson's in behind, that's a free kick. Well, he did ever so well there because he outfoxed the defender, and well, we don't like that, Samson. There's no need to just state that that's a yellow card. It was the North Korean Ri Kwang-chon that brought him down.
You're right, Samson was clever there, wasn't he? Just rolled his man and got goal side. Had to draw the foul. Didn't really look a dangerous position. I'm surprised that the referee didn't brandish the yellow card, actually, to be honest.
Looking on.
Former striker himself, he'll probably think, I wish I was out there taking this one.
So if there's some quality in their boots, looks as though Houghton Hector is getting ready to step up and take this one. It is Hector, got it up and over, but couldn't get it back down. 27 caps for Trinidad and Tobago. Been in Vietnam now for 4 years. Played for Song Lam Neng An when he came out.
That's quite poor, isn't it, that free kick? long way off target, and I'm not even sure that's the better side to go for there. Looked to me like the keeper had that covered.
He didn't have to move.
No.
He's just going well wide and well high. So, just left it. No problem there. Bothroyd with a little flick on, and again he's pointing fingers at the players saying, come on, you're supposed to be the ones that are getting in there picking up that second ball. It's allowing Hector to come forwards again. Gives it away cheaply though. That could have been a nasty challenge there. Titipan pulled himself back there rather than going full force into that challenge, and quite rightly so. It's a very good clearance from Dossapol. Pierpont getting done. Chance here is being opened up. Muangthong in the end with a good save with Sanosak. But that was much better from Hanoi, and their first real goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, they kept the ball moving on and on. I'm not sure that having that first touch was a great idea, but he was picking the corner out. I thought it was a bit unnecessarily spectacular from the keeper originally, but did need to get across there.
Tedderson looking to go forwards and goes to ground. Again, doesn't agree. He won't want to get injured, Tedderson. That's for sure. Just catches the back there of Gwen Hongtian. Tell you what though, Jamie, he's a very casual lad, it has to be said. When he was told and found out about the move from the club officials, he turned around and went, it's not like I'm over the moon, and it's no surprise at all. So that's the kind of character that he is.
Somewhat a strange challenge from Hongtian just then. He missed the ball altogether and clipped the man. Could have easily taken the ball away. Bothroyd proving himself quite mobile as well. He's worked across the line, good piece of skill.
Having to be composed in that position. Don't clear their lines well enough though, and that's a poor clearance. It's going to go out for a throw-in. About 10 yards from the baseline. Salawat it is who sprints over to take this. Need a little bit more urgency here, Muangthong. Little nudge in the back from Hector. Don't want to be moaning or whinging. Already on a yellow card.
Just a little shove in the back there, just enough.
What is it they say, Jamie? Just the one arm or two?
Well, with Bothroyd in there, and also with Ri Kwang Chong coming up, it's clearly an aerial threat.
Well, we know that Jurovsky can deliver quality. He's elected to go to the edge of the box. Way off from Datsakorn, and a poor shot, it has to be said. Not the best at all on that occasion.
It's got to be some strike from that range. It was quite an interesting ball played to the edge of the area. I think it was probably supposed to be just in front of Datsakorn rather than behind him. But with that sort of height that they've got in there, seems to me that it's a good opportunity just to get the ball in. Actually, when you've got someone who's as big as Bothroyd and genuinely good in the air, don't make it complicated. Just get the ball up there, let it hang there, let him make a run and win the header.
But the important thing is to get bodies in and around him, isn't it, Jamie?
Oh, sure.
I think that was why he was moaning or gestating to a couple of his players, that he's winning those balls and flicking them on, and there's no one there picking up that all-important second ball.
Well, you've got to gamble. You've got to think, he is going to win this. Where's he going to head it? That's where I need to be. Rather than waiting to see if he wins it before you make your run.
Okay, a few choice words there from Jay Bothroyd. Unfortunately, there's not 40,000 people in the crowd where it can get drowned out, so we do apologise for that. But that's the frustration, isn't it? I mean, it still shows that he's got a bit of a desire, a bit of passion about him, that he doesn't think that was a free kick.
I think he's probably right as well, but agreed. He's clearly, what we've seen today, he's come out here to play football. He hasn't come out here just to pick up a nice package for the last couple of years of his career.
Could lead to bigger things as well. That much we do know. Some players move on and go and play in the A-League, go and play in China, and of course the vast amounts of money that have been invested there in the football it's phenomenal when you consider Guangzhou's side, and justly deserved Asian Champions League winners last year. Played the best football, had the best players. Marichi, you know, Konka, and even, you know, Zhangxie was brilliant in the middle of the park. They had literally everything right, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Marcello Lippi.
And Marcello Lippi to boot. And going back to coming out here and playing your football, I think Robbie Fowler said not so long ago, Paul, to you and I, that he wishes he'd come out much younger because he could have enjoyed it so much more. He thought it was great playing in Australia and, as you say, in Thailand.
He loved Australia, which you do know. That's a corn, picking up the loose ball. Just pushing back into his path from Jurovsky. Bothroyd gets it caught underneath his feet. Looks for the foul, but manages to escape with possession. That's a corn. Clips a beautiful ball forwards. Well, that was a little turn back of the clock, wasn't it? Real quality in that pass. Surya does well to win the ball back. Has options ahead of him. Jurovsky's there, so is Tedersin. Tedersin looks forwards. Has he overplayed that? Well, that was probably the worst thing that you could have done. Saddlewood chasing it down, stopping it going for a throw-in and giving them a goal kick instead. Now they can launch it 60-70 yards instead of, you know,
a throw-in in the corner
and push it
in. Yeah.
Sometimes, Jamie, I think it's just me, but I really do.
We're seeing a lot of Datsakorn's flicks there.
Jurovsky, Tedersin's through. Last man, Gallagher. Is that a yellow or a red or a free kick or a dive? He thinks it's a dive. Last defender. Big decision here for Dongjin. It's a red card for Gallagher. Well, we said there'd be a red card in this one, but it is a straight red, so it'll be a 3-game ban for him. Sam Gallagher gets his marching orders. It's a tough call, that's for sure. He was the last defender. You can see there Samson just trying to cheer him up, but lovely little ball flicked through there from Jurovsky. Tedersin gets on the end of it. Ooh, I mean, come on, Jamie.
You can see Gallagher's point there. There is the barest of touches here. Look, how much is that? But the point is that once the referee's blown his whistle for it, Paul, and said it's a foul, then the rest of it is just logical. It has to be the red card. The decision was whether he should have given the free kick at all, and actually I got some sympathy with Gallagher there. It's a hard call.
It is a tough one, that's for sure. As it is Hanoi TNT, we thought it was going to be somebody else that got sent off, not the central defender. He receives his marching orders, so Hanoi down to 10. That is really going to help Muangthong, that is for sure. That's a corns over this one. Sure, Jurovsky is there as well. Yeah, Mario Jurovsky. It's the right footer from this side.
Should be.
No, it's Jurovsky. You can see what he was trying to do. Do the keeper with the eyes. He wanted encroachment there as well.
He's probably right on that. And they were probably still wrong on the left footer. I think it would have been better with the right footer from... If it's marginally to the left side of the goal, you've got more of the goal to work with on the right foot. Well, that's probably killed the game off. Be a real surprise if Muangthong don't go through from this position.
Jurovsky fires one in, fisted away by Van Kong in goal. Saddlewood to Jurovsky, the linesman doing his best to try and tackle him. Great ball whipped in, well defended. That's a corner, is he going to get there? No. Well won by Samson. Samson tries to bring that one under control. Challenge is starting to fly in now. The referee's going to have to be careful here. So you can see what's going to happen. Does he think, have I got to even this up, or does he just carry on with what he's done? Saw a game early in the week, Singapore against Jordan, and that looked like a foul. That was a clear foul, but not given. And the referee tried to even things up, Jamie, and we called the game, didn't we, here in Singapore, and it wasn't a good display from the referee because he tried to even it up.
Yeah, you do see that. But I can't think why this wasn't given as a foul. Here we go. Why isn't that a foul?
He's right over the top as well.
He's not taken any of the ball. He's gone over the top. Could easily have been a yellow card.
That's a leg breaker. Look how high his foot is, and look at the intent there. Wasn't really contact made, so maybe the referee thought that Bothroyd was overplaying the situation. Only maybe, Jamie, you know, I mean, we've seen that happen before. So Surya will get us back underway. One of the youngest players in the squad for Muangthong. Van Bien just hoists it back up in the air. It's gone out of play, it's going to be a throw-in. They are getting ready to make a change. Interesting to see what Hanoi do. They are, of course, only 1 goal down. Hector gets there, tries to deliver across, gets blocked. Good defending. Kosopol was marking in the middle, and chasing down was Ri Chong, who put the challenge in. Now it is Muangthong's turn to defend against Tanman. Hanoi TNT whipped into that near post there. Jay Bothroyd just lashes at that one. Proper striker's clearance, that, Jamie.
Yeah, fair comment.
There with the ball into the far post, nobody there. Well brought down. Did I see someone there just put their arms in the air and ask for a penalty? That's never going to happen. Well, it is going to be Gwen Tiendong that comes on. Boy Van Hui, who's been very, very quiet, it has to be said. He's the man that's coming off.
Basically a defender for a midfield player. I suppose you needed to get another defender on there. They'll go narrow, won't they? Try and keep the game compact. With 10 men, it's possible. If everybody ups their game a little bit, you can come back against 11. Sometimes the 11 players ease off a little bit, thinking it's going to be easy for them.
Well, how many times have we seen the players and the teams get done? They may not hear, though. Tedderson looking to get in behind. It was a poor first touch. Drilled back at Van Kong, who had to just clear his lines quickly. Nok Doi doing well and losing out yet again. Bothroyd sees a space. Jay Bothroyd! Welcome to Thailand! What a stunning finish from the Englishman. Brought in to Muangthong this season to add to their attacking prowess, and he has shown how lethal he can be. What a stunning strike from the 31-year-old. Saw a little gap, used all his upper body strength, and then used all his power to drill it past Van Kong in goal. What a stunning strike, Jamie.
What a way to announce your arrival to the team. He's not quick, but he's strong here. He just pushes it between the two players, backs himself because he's strong, and smashes it off the underside of the bar. There he is. Look, you would think you've got to be quick to do that, but you've just got to go and be strong and be positive and lashing the ball into the net. He'll have loved that.
Well, what a start for him for his career in Muangthong United. 1 game, 1 goal. Can't ask for a better return than that, can you, as a striker?
And an assist as well, Paul. He's paying off the money already.
On debut.
On debut, indeed.
So, 2-0. Muangthong now lead. You feel that there will be no way back for Hanoi with the 10 men? Surely not.
You're looking at damage limitation now. And historically, we've seen these games where teams do lose their discipline a little bit.
I'm just having a little look at the Melbourne Victory side. I'll tell you, okay, Kevin Muscat, who retired, is now the head coach there. What a player he was, very strong and physical. Remember him from his Wolves days and his Millwall days, of course, a very, very hard defender. And you have a look through, they've got Mark Milligan, who's the skipper there, who plays for the national team. Archie Thompson, the man who scored the most goals ever in a game of football. That's about it, Jamie, from big names I'm on about, you know, from Australian football.
I think the big advantage they've got is that they will be playing at home, won't they? And so that's going to be difficult for Muangthong travelling over there. Long distance and culturally a long way removed from where most of these guys are from. So they'll rely very much on Jurovsky, Jay Bothroyd to settle things down for them.
Well, you have to say that's why he's been brought in, isn't it? The chance here, that the flag's just gone up. That will have been very, very close. Tedderson just nudging that ball away. Doesn't want to be silly.
This is the goal again. Jay Bothroyd won't mind watching this over and over again. It's quite a while since he backed himself to do that sort of thing, but you can see the way he's grown in confidence during the course of the game. He is such a physical specimen by comparison with the players who are trying to mark him, that he just almost looks like the bigger kid from school. He's the sixth former playing against the third years.
Well, when Muangthong do go down there, it'll be the first time that these two sides will have ever met. Of course, you have to say, slight advantage to Melbourne as they're well into their season. Whereas Muangthong, well, their season starts the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's right. Chenak, they've gotten their opening league game. So that game, it will go ahead. That'll be on the 15th, the next game that they play against Melbourne. The week after, Muangthong will start their league. So a real tough ask for them. That's a lovely little flick over the top from Jurovsky. Tennessee wants in on the action as well. As mentioned, scored 2 goals against this side a couple of years ago in the AFC Cup. Datsakorn makes a mistake. The loose one picked up by Hector. Jay Bothroyd back there challenging. So showing that he can do the dirty work as well and get back in and tuck in for people.
I think he's worked hard in this game, no question. That's a foul, but he's taken one for the team there. And the Hanoi team do look as if they just can't wait for the final whistle now. A little bit of nonsense there, nothing in that one.
I'm not happy at all there, having a little point and a poke saying, yep, okay, marked your card, let's see what happens. Of course, the qualifying playoff rounds finish next week, and then the competition, well, it gets fully into its stride, literally straight away then. First round of fixtures on the 25th and 26th of Feb. Of course, it runs all the way through to the final, which is the 25th of October and the 1st of November. It's been brought forward slightly this year because of the Asia Cup that's in January in Australia, the AFC Asian Cup. Another change. It looks as though it's going to be Pham Tan Leong, the man that was left out, coming in.
Of a thankless task coming on at this stage of the game. You're a man short, you're 2 goals down, you're brought on with what, 25 minutes to go, and you're supposed to rescue things.
Can't believe that they didn't start with him. 48 caps for the national team. Datsakorn fires this one in, it's high, and it's asking a question of Gwen Van Kong.
There were 5 men offside at the time, Paul, though.
Yeah, but you still don't want to drop that as a keeper. What's that going to do for your confidence, Jamie?
I know, quite right.
Here's the change. It's Houghton Hector that's coming off. That's a very, very interesting move. So it's the 5'3" winger, attack-minded player, Pham Tan Leong. The Laurent will come on, signed from the Kong a couple of years ago, and was actually the Young Player of the Year award. That's what he got, the Young Player in Vietnam a few years ago.
I just wonder if Hector might have been taken off because he was beginning to lose his head a little bit, and there was a worry he might get sent off. I think the damage has been done. I don't think Hanoi, their players or the coach, believe that they can win this one now.
Bothroyd gets it wrong. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, Jamie. be hard pushed to say anything different.
To be honest, Hanoi were rank outsiders for this game from the outset, and I think the favourite score was 2-0 to the men in red.
Titipan just trying to work his passage down the right-hand flank. Here's the corner for Muangthong.
I think he's looked good in this game, Paul. I remember seeing him last year. He was only 20 then, very, very raw indeed, but clearly a real talent. I think he'd already picked up a couple of caps by that stage, and I think he's a very, very good player.
Durovsky delivers. The target on that occasion was Kosopol again. Fisted straight up in the air. Good work though from Ri Kwang-chon. Played in the World Cup in South Africa 2010. So of course they had that game against Brazil, which didn't go so well, but then they shut up shop and gave a much better account of themselves in the last two qualifying games of that campaign.
He's a good player, isn't he? I think he's played well this evening, and he's going to be a useful asset for them.
Well, 20 minutes to go. Muangthong United leading by 2-0, courtesy of Jurovsky in the 35th minute, and then Jay Bothroyd with a stunning strike in 62. Ball out of play. Yes, said the referee.
I think if you're Bothroyd now, Paul, you don't really want any more goals in the game so that everyone remembers the goal that you scored. You know, if they would score another 2 or 3 goals, it just becomes lost in the numbers. They always look good when they come off the underside of the crossbar.
Spoken from true experience, Jamie.
I don't think I scored many like that, Paul, to be honest.
Doesn't matter, they all count. As long as they go in between those little white sticks, the goal is given. It doesn't matter whether it goes in with your ear, your backside, your big toe, or whether you smash them home. It still gets chalked up as just a solitary goal. Good work. Jurovsky with a little flick. Should really have left that one without touching it. Titipan gets the deflection, gets the corner.
Yes, it was over-elaborate from Jurovsky there. He could have just dummied that. In the end, he took it away from his teammate. It just is a question of how many now.
Well, they started their season quite well, Hanoi, beating Bindong 4-2, and then Hwang Angolai 4-1, but they lost to Ninh Binh just a week ago, which is why this game is so important to them. Jurovsky, I can't believe that that's finally got to the far post. Everyone just watched the ball. That's a corner. Well, the flag was up.
Must have been coming back from a very advanced position there. But you're right, the ball just drifted across. There was no great pace on it.
I'm not sure that's a corner. Was in an offside
no,
position?
He wasn't. There were players in the middle who were in offside positions, but certainly not players involved in the play. Well, it continues to go well for this fella, Scott Cooper. Must have something about him.
It's interesting to see that his name isn't on the team sheet as the head coach. As we mentioned, more to do with qualifications than anything else. And either coach or you can't. Whether or not you've got a piece of paper, it doesn't really matter.
It seems strange that someone who's been in control of the England under-15s isn't qualified to be a coach in Thailand. It seems very odd to me.
It must be the pro license, Jamie, because it'll be different. You have a youth development course now that they do. They do the pro license and they do the youth development license, the pro license for actual academies for the development of kids, and it's totally different compared with the senior pro license, as it were. Unless it's still conducting, or being on that course, sorry, it's being conducted at the moment. Because your pro license takes, well, 12 to 18 months to get. You have to go and study overseas, you have to go to foreign teams. You have to go and study the ways of other coaches and other managers as well. Do with a little layoff. Samson just getting it wrong. Time and space for Saddlewood. Got away with that one, then got clipped. Play allowed to continue. It's interesting that change though, Jamie, bringing off Hector. Means they've got one foreign player on the pitch now, which of course is Samson. That's good work from Nakdoi. Gets to the byline, pulls it back. It's a decent cross. Samson every right to go for that ball. Good hands from Witsanosak on that occasion.
It's about the best piece of play from Witsanosak throughout the game. Looked very confident there.
There's the cheer from the local fans. Really in good spirits and right behind their side here. Free kick awarded. And we're going to have a change. Well, this is the boy that they thought was going to start. He started against Buriram the other day. He's getting his opportunity to come on and play on this occasion now. Of course, Milan Bobalo it is. Who's that who's coming off? Is it Pitapon? It's Pitapon Bontao. Yep, that's correct. So Milan Bobalo, the Yugoslavian, will take to the field of play. Of course, Yugoslavia, that was where he was born. Now he is Serbian. Half a chance here. You feel a goal on that occasion could really have opened the door and given a little bit of hope and belief to Hanoi TNT.
Very sloppy defending from Muangthong. I'm sure Scott Cooper won't be at all pleased about that. Interesting to see Bubalo, Serbian. He's played in Slovenia as well as playing back in Serbia. But players from that part of the world for donkey's years, before it was popular with other groups of players, they went all around the world to ply their trade. Nice little 1-2 this one on the edge of the area, and decent enough strike without really quickening the pulse too much.
He's a big lad as well at 6'1". And he is looking to get on the end of this one. Had a season with Jeonnam last year in the K-League. 34 times for them, Jamie, and scored 6 goals. Not really a renowned number 9, more of a player that assists when you consider you go all the way back. The best spell he's had, 10 goals in 26 games. Hajduk Kula, probably the best goal for game ratio that he's ever had. That's sloppy, and a real opportunity here now presenting itself. Oh, they've hit the crossbar. Samson with an opportunity to give us a grandstand finish has totally messed it up. Should really have done better on that occasion. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Well, 2 dreadful errors there. First of all, the giving away of the ball initially, and then this is a super pass. It's there. I just knocked that one in. Why does he need to go for pace? There's all that space at the foot of the post there. Just needs to pass it into the corner. Lack of composure. He blasts away at it. No need. No need at all.
That's why I said, Jamie, he's just got that aura about him that he could be on his day unplayable. But on occasion, you get opportunities like that, it doesn't happen for you. That's a corner. So Milan Bubalo doing ever so well to force the issue. And they've had 10 minutes to go or so, plus stoppage time. 2-0. Muangthong will be going through by the looks of things. They will be playing against Melbourne Victory next Saturday. And of course the following week is when it all starts in earnest. Ball delivered, and was that going for goal there from Jurovski? Does look as though Muangthong have just taken their foot totally off the gas. I mean, look at that from Datsakorn. If it was 0-0, you'd go absolutely mental if he did that.
But it looks like both sides have said, well, OK, this will do. Hanoi not really trying too hard to get a goal, and Muangthong not really pushing for too many more.
Bubalo looked up, saw Bothroyd in the middle. Good touch from him, but again it was the ball from Datsakorn straight to him.
It is a great ball to him. I think he should have done a lot better there. Just to take it forward and let the covering defender intercept isn't great football.
Datsakorn is the man that's going to be replaced, and it is going to be Sarach that comes on. He'll take his time going off, and I tell you what, don't be surprised if he's being bought off because of what he's just done. Sarach Yuyen, the 21-year-old 5'6" midfielder, one cap for the national team, getting his opportunity to start. Started his career at Phuket FC before moving to Muangthong. It is an opportunity to give a couple of youngsters a run out, because you know that they'll chase all the way down. Still very much pre-season for Muangthong.
Actually, in that circumstance, Paul, that you've described there, this is perfect. Jay Bothroyd a little bit naughty there. But isn't it good for you in pre-season training to get a game that's effectively a competitive game rather than just an out-and-out friendly? It's just what you need.
He's been given the skipper's armband by Datsakorn, which is interesting.
It's a nice mark of respect, isn't it? And he's earned that respect. I think you have to say we've seen a number of strikers come out to this part of the world and not really give a very good account of themselves. Whereas Jay Bothroyd certainly worked his passage. As we said, an assist and a goal, you can't really do much more than that on your debut, your competitive debut.
Just keeping possession. Slotting back in there now is Saddlewood, going into that right back position after Muangthong has come off. A bit of time and space there for Bubalo. Here he is again. As mentioned, was actually born in Yugoslavia, Jamie, many moons ago. Well, not that many, only 23 years ago. Serbia at the under-19 level as well, so got a bit of quality about him, that's for sure. There's Jurovski.
They've completely stopped, haven't they now? Just playing keep ball.
Both teams,
yes. Yeah, it's an unwritten agreement here. Okay, we'll leave it at 2-0.
Looking to get on that loose ball. Here is Bothroyd. Won't be able to say that to him. If he gets half a chance, he'll smash it into the back of the net, that's for sure. So will this man, Bubalo. Just checks back inside, keeps possession. Jurovski to the far post. Flag's going to go up there. No, yes. Oh, the referee had two looks there, not just one. That was a very, very late flag.
It looked to me like he was well offside. Let's have a look.
Oh, the near, he's onside, he's onside. Oh dear, that is a poor decision. That's poor defending though from Tanrong. You need to push out with your defenders. The midfield player getting caught and sucked in there. Final change then for Muangthong. Adik coming on, Tosapol, who's done well. Adik was an ever-present last year in the Champions League for them. 2 caps to his name. And a loan spell in 2012 with Subhanburi. And the final change for Hanoi as well. Goin Nokdon is coming off, and it's number 19. If if I can find him, Tak Polkan is coming on.
I don't think anybody thinks that any of those changes are going to make the slightest difference to the way the game goes.
That's just giving players a bit of a run, isn't it? So the dying embers of this game, it is of course the AFC Champions League playoff second round. You are watching across our networks on Fox Star Sports. Make sure you check your listings for details. We're bringing you all the best action, as we always do, of Asian football, and none more so important than this competition, that's for sure. Durovsky picking up the loose ball. Muangthong a bit sloppy. Bothroyd doing well just to come deep, retain possession. Opened up there. Didn't want to keep that in, sorry. He's done well to backheel that into the path of Tedderson. Sanawat gets clipped. How can he pick that ball up and think that it's going to be a free kick for him there?
Well, I think he's thinking that he might get a handball there as Sarawak goes down, but no chance.
And it was that was just trying to outfox the referee, shall we say. Jay Bothroyd's in here if he just plays him in, unless they've been told to wait for the whistle. Cooper checking his watch. Not that he really needs to. Has a 2-goal cushion. It's going to be more than enough to see his side go through. So we're almost getting to the 90. They tried to play the offside. He's going to book him for that. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Durovsky goes into the book. What does he expect him to do when everybody runs out? What, play the ball? That's pathetic, Jamie.
Yeah, I agree. When you see a defence just rush up like that, you have to stop and not play the ball. And then presumably the argument is he's booked for time wasting.
He should just have done that in the first place. Just smashed it goal bound. There is a 2-goal cushion. So, again, the player's only got himself to blame. Straight into the hands of Van Kong. No foul awarded there as Titipan went to ground. Yes, it is. It's the linesman that gave it, and throwing the ball away isn't going to endear himself to the referee. That should be a yellow card for Quatlong.
We have seen quite a lot of silly petulance in the game, and well, you called it. If you throw the ball away like that, you're always going to get a yellow card. They do look like two teams that are very much at the beginning of their seasons, not in the full flow of things. And we do see in the early stages of the Champions League, Paul, that teams like the Japanese sides, they sort of creak into action. They're not fully match fit at that stage. Can get some upsets early on.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. Durovsky just better not say anything, because otherwise he'll go into the book. 9 yellow cards and 1 red card shown so far.
If he was booked again, that'd be a red card for him, wouldn't it? He got booked earlier.
Yeah, just a moment ago.
Yeah,
he's free kick.
He's looked good again, though.
Oh, that's good play. Bothroyd just trying to find the path of Milan Bubalo again. It's going to be another corner, though. As the 90 minutes looks as though it's just about to elapse. And we'll have a little bit of stoppage time, but we will not need extra time or penalties today, that's for sure. Red card put paid to any hopes that Hanoi TNT had of getting back into this game. Muangthong leading with a foot again, Jamie. Now, goalkeeper, they shouldn't be doing that. I know I'm nitpicking, but naughty.
It is. They would argue that they're just protecting themselves, but it looks like an aggressive move to me. Bothroyd keeping going extremely well.
Pulled out of that challenge.
Pulled out of that, yes. Actually managed to pull out of it entirely, didn't he? No contact with ball or man. A little bit of petulance even at the dying stages.
Oh, Sai Sukong hasn't had the best game, it has to be said. Was expecting a bit more from the influential midfield player. Keep a clean sheet, that'll be the question now. Muangthong will want to defend and go in with a big fat 0.
Well, defences, goalkeepers, clean sheets, very important for them.
4 minutes, Jamie. It's going to be more than enough, isn't it?
Been a lot of stoppages. Been a lot of substitutions in this half, so time needs to be added on. But actually, neither side needs it, do they?
Has the physio been on in this game? If he wasn't in the first half, which I don't think he was, hasn't been on this second half. For as physical as it's been, we haven't seen anybody else on the pitch.
No, agreed.
That's one of the first times I think I've commentated in a very, very long time, Jamie, where that's happened. I have done a couple of commentaries for Asian football where the officials have stopped it bang on 45. That was supposed to be off the training ground. That's a little bit of a rash challenge as well there. The referee agreeing so. Tennyson it was. Put the challenge in. It's gone behind for a corner. Nice little workout then for the defence towards the end of this game for Scott Cooper and Muangthong United. Corner pulled to the edge of the box, fired into the danger zone, but easily picked off Bubalo, the outside of the foot. Is that going to stay in? Almost.
He showed great energy levels in this game, Titipan. Been quite impressed with some of the youngsters. Pierpont has played well. Tossapol, he's had a good game, and I think they're going to have another good season, Muangthong. But I do think that if they can get even through to the group stage, it'll be another season when they really will have their work cut out.
Yeah, it's a Homer Simpson moment, isn't it? Because of the group that they're in. Yeah. As tough as it's going to be. That's a poor pass there from Tedderson. Should really have done better on that occasion. This one just going to pitter out, really, Jamie. And, well, just rewards to Muangthong. I do have to say that they have the quality of players that are a little bit better than the Vietnamese, which is why they were allowed into the competition at this stage, and the Vietnamese had to go and play off to be here. So, I mean, all's fair in love and war and football, right?
Well, it's fitted in very much with the rankings that Asia apply. And you just wonder if the same might apply at the next stage when they go up against Melbourne Victory. Although, as you pointed out, Melbourne Victory not the strongest side at the moment.
Not at all. So anything could happen there. A little bit of time and space. Vankia trying to get in behind to make something happen, but can't. So that slows it right down. Referee just checking his watch a moment ago. Time almost elapsed. Space, and you can see there Kitipan bursting to get forwards. Teddyson it is. Closes the ball down. What's happened here? There's been an altercation. Not happy there. Gwen Van Quet gets a hook off Luke Sanosak. This is all very, very confusing, particularly right at the death. I think saying that he got caught, he felt that he was impeded.
It's all very silly, isn't it? The game's over, off he goes.
Well, that's ridiculous. It looks as though has he got a black eye there? So the substitute, who's only been on for about 8 minutes, gets red carded. So that's 2 straight reds that we've had. We've had 9 yellow cards. That's it. Dasoang gets his marching orders. What about Gwen Van Quet? Jay Bothroyd just walking away. Well, the referee should just blow the whistle here and just say, yeah, get on with it. Is that a red card as well? Or is that a... Well, they've had the 3 substitutions. Samson looks as though he's got his marching orders as well. Yep, quite clearly he has. So 3 red cards. Or was it a second yellow for Samson? Just blow the whistle. That's all you got to do.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? The game's over.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Right, off the
Samson,
ball there.
A little bit of pushing and shoving.
Oh, he has swung an arm though.
Thrown his left fist, and that's why we've got the black eye that we saw just now, Paul.
Yeah.
That left eye was beginning to swell and blacken, and that's the sensible thing to do. Blow the whistle, get the game over.
So what did Artid do to combat that? Well, we'll ponder that later, and I'll have a chat to you in a minute when we get off air. Your thoughts on the game, Jamie?
Well, I think the right side won, and it's left a very sour taste at the end there. 3 red cards. I don't think the game needed that. But let's look at the bright side, and Jay Bothroyd making his debut there for the club and scoring a great goal. He's trying to be the peacemaker there. I think they look decent again for this season. They need to get themselves organised, Muangthong, but Hanoi have still got some way to go before they can compete at the top level in Asian club football.
Well, the players will converge in the middle, whoever's left, with all the red cards that they've had. But it is a comfortable victory in the end. It was Durovsky in the 35th minute that gave Muangthong United the 1-0 lead. Then Jay Bothroyd, a powerful strike from him from the edge of the box. Saw a little gap, ducked in, smashed it home. So it's Muangthong United that beat Hanoi TNT by 2-0. They'll play Melbourne Victory next week to see who will make the group phase of the Asian AFC Champions League.